are watching Access Laporte County, Channel 97. Coming up next, the May 4th meeting of the Long Beach Tree Board and Land Conservation Committee. You can find more information for this meeting by www.accesslaportecounty.org.
Okay, can you tell me who's there?
It's Janice Brown and our new member,
David?
David Levy.
Oh, okay.
Go by Dave or David?
Dave. So you're the only one on Zoom and me. That's it.
Yeah.
It's not because they don't have computers in front of them. So so you can hear, see me and we'll hear everybody else. So we really don't have an agenda. I've gotten talked into being the head of the tree committee. And I think we're just mostly here to vote on the tree at, right here.
1302?
Yes, 1302 Lakeshore Drive. So,
And thank you.
yeah, sure, yeah. So, did you get to read this?
I did, yeah.
And you read it?
Read both of those.
I read both of them. I read CNA and I read Tree Man. So I think I was at each of those meetings at the site too. So, and now we're gonna. Should we just vote, or do we have any discussion about one? I mean, after reading Tree Man's and how much it's going to cost to. I know all these costs are here. Maybe this is a good question. Do the Burks think we're going to, the town council's going to pay for this? Long Beach Town Council's, they're going to pay for this removal or pruning or whatever of the tree?
I don't know.
I don't know. So
I don't know. It was so long ago when the Burks came to us. I was under the impression that the Burks were willing to pay something to remove the trees.
okay.
But I think that question was obscured because we got into the other aspects of having more tree people out.
Yeah.
So I definitely think that's something the town could talk to the Burks about.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know that what the resolution was or is.
Okay. So I think the best we can do is just to vote on should the trees come down or should the trees just be pruned and they're going to stay there. Is that basically what their permit said? Because I don't have any paperwork from the doc or anything about whatever we did to they
There was no final recommendation. I'm sorry. There was no final recommendation from the town council. At the meeting, tabled it. and actually, Dr. LeMay said at the meeting that the trees were going to have to come down because of the sewers. I watched that meeting, the video of the meeting.
Okay.
So that's how that whole episode ended. I'm a little surprised we're back voting for this, but that's how the town council ended.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, a lot of people were saying a lot of stuff, but based on the Tree Man's, and I felt that he did the proper kind of evaluation on this tree, where CNA, he came out and kind of looked around and,
You were with him?
we were there. I went to the site when he was there. We were there for a couple, an hour and a half or something. And we mostly listened to him talk about what he felt about trees and taking trees down in Long Beach, which had nothing to do with the tree. And then he pretty much said the same thing in his, that this guy did it according to how you're supposed to do these evaluations. There's like regular forms within the state that they're supposed to do, and he did a great job. Mm-hmm. And if you read it, he pretty much, he said limbs definitely had to be trimmed. The house next door, because they had clear cut it and it had sunk and was already going to impact the root system. The root system is already at the house because he did a measurement of what the root system was like, with the understanding that the root system was going under the tree too. It's a big tree, and I'm talking about the trees on the west side. So the two trees, they're two trees, and they're put together, and there's a cord holding them together, which would have to be reinforced or looked at because it hadn't been looked at in so many years. And the tree man were the ones that put that in there originally, so he.
Is that a house that's gonna be torn down there?
Yeah.
I did drive by there.
Yeah, it's gonna, yeah,
There's
yeah.
new construction next to it?
that's next door, it's a different house,
Oh.
and they're gonna rip the house down. I don't know how old the house is, I think
Yeah.
it's pretty old, so it's probably cheaper to do that. So I guess, based on, what they asked us to vote on is that they wanna know if they can, we thought we should cut the trees down or let them cut the trees down or should prune them. And basically, that's what I've understood. We've been talking about all this time. And when we voted the last time with just the CNA, we voted that they couldn't take the tree down. And
So what, I'm sorry, what prompted you to get the next,
well, probably the owners.
oh, the
Well,
owners? Okay.
actually, I think it was because we were only approved by the town council to
They,
money for one.
Oh.
yeah, the owners appealed to
this. I'm sorry, Jane?
The owners took our decision and appealed it in front of the town council.
Oh.
Yes, I thought that was what, yeah. That's why we did another one, because then the town council said we could do another one, and we got the tree man, which was one of the ones we had talked about buying anyway.
We
Yeah.
originally wanted to do two,
Okay.
but the town said
No.
do one.
No, so, and this inspection, I think, was done much more professionally. And to the point, it's about the trees and not about what anyone thinks about keeping trees or ripping trees down. There's no opinion, I felt that he was very professional in this thing. So, I don't know, and then based on what was said at the town council, and I think the thing that's glaringly told me, he couldn't even say within 5 years what the health of the tree would be like if they kept it, because of all the stuff that's gonna go on. Their construction, the construction next door, which is gonna be a driveway, and then the sewers that are eventually gonna go down Lake Shore Drive. So I guess we're going, I'm sorry, I'm not a Robert's Rules of Order person, and if we're gonna vote, I mean, I think we should let them take it down. It's not, I just think putting this off, we're just talking about a tree that needs to come down, and we're just putting off the inevitable.
Right.
So I don't think.
Yeah, I had a home, with cottonwood trees around them, and, I hated them, because
Yeah.
they're dirty and they're
Right, and
Yeah,
they're weak trees, and
they're
actually,
weak trees, and
and one-
they're prone to breakage, and,
right, and the one thing that he does it with a hammer and
Yeah.
integrity of the thing, he didn't even know how well that trunk is. They're weak trees, they don't have they can have a great life if they're grown in a forest. It's pretty much what he said, but when you're talking about the environment of Long Beach and streets and construction, it's a whole different ballgame, so.
And the wind's off the lake.
And the wind's off the lake. Believe me, I live on Lake Shore Drive. I've seen unbelievable things. So,
I had a big branch go down the other night in my backyard.
Yeah.
I think it must have been lightning or something. 'cause
yeah, it was windy yesterday
Yeah.
too, real windy, but, so I guess we can, go ahead.
I'm just curious, did he talk about anything about the water retention or how the tree holds the street? Or I'm just going, okay, there's a street.
His report doesn't talk about that at all, Janice.
No, it doesn't, and it's at the street,
Mhm,
so, and if they're putting a new sewer system, I'm sure they're gonna be, making sure, that they're put in such a way that they're not worried about the groundwater. Usually when you take trees out, you end up having streets flood a lot because the groundwater, because the thing that used to absorb that water is gone.
Mhm.
And that would be corrected by the sewers, I would imagine, so, I don't know, so to vote or,
And the pruning was,
the pruning,
was an option.
It was an
but
option.
Didn't.
it was an option, and he, in this report, he did say that some of these branches were way too long, and they were too heavy, and we're gonna create this bit there, And then the other one that's on the east side is right by the driveway, so, there's I don't know what's gonna happen. That's because of the cement being on top of I don't know if they go down or out.
Did they talk about the house plan at all? No one knows the house plan?
No,
I think the driveway is gonna be in the same spot.
Okay.
I do remember him saying that, the
Okay.
driveway would be in the same spot. They were just ripping the house down and, yeah, we didn't get into the plans, so. But I don't, this is blind leading the blind here.
The one thing we don't know is if the sewers are gonna happen.
They will eventually, I'm sure.
Yeah.
They just hired someone to work, didn't they hire someone to work on getting governmental money?
Right. Mhm.
Someone that knows how to get this, that they just can't have the citizens of Long Beach pay for a sewer system. It's ludicrous. Nobody does. There's a city in the world that doesn't get government money, so, but, it's not about this meeting anyway, so. So anyway, so I guess we can say who would like to give them the permission to rip down the, I think all we're gonna do is say, we're okay with the tree coming down. I don't know who's paying for it though. I don't think that's part of we just say that we feel that it's okay that the tree comes down. Is it, I don't know, are you voting yes or no or what?
I'd like to see pruning attempted
Okay.
first. But, that's just my concern is the water that those trees retain
Mm-hmm.
that help hold the beach and the dune. But,
Well, next door, it's pretty much dug a lot of that. Have you seen it?
yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
and I have a feeling they're doing the same thing. I don't know.
mhm.
But-
I heard they took down every tree that was
Yes.
there. So.
They clear cut it,
it's
yeah.
clear cut it.
But none of the trees were at the street level, so, but we're just talking about the trees that are at the street
At
level.
the street level on both sides, the east and the west.
Right, well, the one up by the driveway is the one that had the huge branch come down, but that was just wind. He didn't think it did not come down because of disease. So I'm for pruning, and if that's not, I don't know what I just think maybe we're putting good money against bad and you're gonna still have to rip it down.
I vote to take the trees down, which I voted last time.
Mhm.
The same way.
And just the pruning alone is, and the insurance is probably $3,300.
Mhm.
And it's really tough. So I would be fine with taking the trees down. I think we're just putting good money against bad for pruning.
Seems like if you look at Lakeshore Drive in that area, most of the large trees are gone
Yeah,
Yeah,
with all the new construction.
well, they're really close to the street now, and this is nothing to do with this asphalt. We have one that's real close by me. It's you can't see, when I'm coming out, you can't see anybody coming. It is really not safe with those trees right on the street. I have one right by me, and you're like, we're buying those little orange men and stuff like that for people to slow down, especially in the summer months. You come out of there, it's like 3 people come out of their house and help you pull out of the driveway. You have an alley. Jane has an alley. I don't.
yeah, but I have trees in my alley.
You do. It's really,
I do.
I think we should make a motion.
yeah.
So I move to
Vote.
to vote on the Burke's positive acceptance of cutting down the trees. Okay. Is that okay?
Yeah, we're gonna vote on positive
I'll second.
acceptance. Trees. All right. And you're gonna vote yes, right, Jane? It's one.
Correct.
Okay. And,
I'm gonna vote no, because I really like to see pruning tried first.
and
And I would vote yes to take the trees down.
I'm gonna vote yes. I'm a tree person, but
So it passes?
yeah, it passes. They can, yeah.
That's our,
That's our recommendation. So now, you guys can help me. I would then have to write something up to tell the board, or just call them, say we said yes, or
I think in the minutes, will that be sufficient?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think the minutes would be sufficient.
yeah, okay.
Okay.
All right. So for future business, I think we're gonna go through, there's a whole thing that they wrote up about what this committee is supposed to be doing, and we never got through it, right? We were going.
David, does David have a copy of the tree board ordinance?
No, I didn't send that to him, and I will pull all of the minutes too that I can find
Here it is.
and send it to new members.
We have this Long Beach ordinance, and we wanna go through it and tighten it up. So, can you just email me one, I'll give him mine?
You bet.
We'll email you one too.
Okay.
I've read it, but I'll need another one, so just,
So Dave, I'll email you, like I said, the minutes that I can find, and there's recordings of all of the trees.
I think I had.
Yeah, I did see that on the,
Okay,
I
on the
have-
town, yeah, so, yeah, I did look.
I didn't bring copies of the
There's
minutes,
Oh, that's good.
agenda.
and.
I have all these minutes, I have some minutes that I copied out.
I have minutes, I think of every minute, of every meeting.
Yeah, I think I do too, I just
Okay.
didn't put them
Yeah.
all in one folder and
Yeah.
send them, I should have done that.
I'm still hovering between leaving it in the computer and making my hard copies, so.
And the other thing that we have are 2 new members.
Okay.
That will be joining us, but they haven't been approved by the council yet. And Dr. LeMay asked me to invite them, but they weren't able to attend. But they will be approved at the next city council meeting.
When is the next city council meeting?
Dr. LeMay said the next city council meeting.
I think it's Monday.
Except he said something that it might get canceled or.
What was this Monday, May 1st?
May-
Saturday, or
Second Monday of the month.
today's the 4th. Yeah, Saturday was May 1st.
Yes. And
So next
it's
Sunday would be the first Monday, yeah.
And so
Yeah.
that would be the 9th.
The 9th, yeah.
But you have to watch the website to see if it
Yeah.
is canceled or not, but I'll submit the minutes
Okay,
by tomorrow. And
you can take your time.
but
But
before
before
for
next,
the council, so
Okay.
if the council meeting is
All
gonna
right.
be on the 9th, they
Okay.
need that
Okay.
probably a few days ahead of time.
all right.
So
So are you gonna do the minutes or?
Yes.
Okay,
do the minutes.
so I'll go through and look at agendas and make sure I come prepared. I'm sorry I'm so unorganized, but
You have a lot.
No, it's-
I've been, Jan, I've been going through, my mom passed away on Saturday and I've been,
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, Ellen.
Yeah. So I've been a little preoccupied, and then I talked to Janice and said, okay, I'll do it, but please know that I'm like a scatterbrain right now, but I'll have it together, bro. Everything,
You're doing great. Thank
right,
you.
so, and the wake isn't until Tuesday, because of course she has to die on the weekend of May crowning, First Holy Communion. And there's not enough priests, we gotta wait a week to have the service, so,
I could move to adjourn the meeting.
yes. Okay, I second it. All right, we're done.
All right.
Okay, now I can turn this off. Well, I'm just-
Okay, bye.